Hello everyone, I'm ExtraCheesy87 and this is Let's Play Persona 4 Arena Part 32. In the previous video we did Chie's storyline past the cliffhanger, wrap that up, and now it's time for Yukiko. I have no memory of how Yukiko's ended, if I'm being honest.
Anti-Shadow? Labrys?
That was what Miss President said. Miss President's now completely different. This seems vaguely familiar. Oh yeah, because she turns into a freaking, the different mode and everything, and she's gonna fight her own shadow. Where she had arms and legs before is now metal. Her form was now exactly the same as the shadow, including all the mechanical parts.
All systems are clear. Commencing elimination.
Miss President then swings a giant axe with ease and begins fighting against the shadow. Amazing. That's the only word that comes to mind. She transformed from cowering girl into a robot trading blows with the shadow in an instant, and she doesn't even have a persona.
I can't believe this. You completely shut off your ego. So you don't care if you live or die as long as you don't have to face up to what you really are? How ignorant are you?
The shadow growls and destroys the announcement room door, making her escape. Miss President follows suit.
Miss President!
She doesn't acknowledge my voice in the slightest. I'm left dumbfounded in the room, trying to make sense of what I just saw. Miss President isn't human? That can't be.
It seems I came too late. She's an older generation model, yet she's this powerful?
They just don't make them like they used to? The one that appeared from the broken door was... Wait, what? How do I put this into words? It was a woman wearing a white fur coat, but with some kind of skin-tight bodysuit? Like a secret agent from one of those action movies guys like so much? Given her taste in clothes, I have no idea what kind of person she is at all. After she looks us all over, she gracefully raises her hand in the air. And then...
Artemisia!
She summoned a persona? I tense up on instinct, but while I'm still in shock, the wounds on Yukun's body heal instantaneously. She's not an enemy?
No way. You can use a persona?
And actually she just heals herself, even though the main character's fucking about to bleed out. She's like, oh no, I've taken 30 damage, time to heal myself.
Actually, I didn't sense you at all. Who are you?
Well, since you've all become unavoidably involved with this, I'll at least tell you who I am. My name is Mitsuru Kirijo. In a way, I'm the one responsible for this commotion.
A persona user besides us? Wait, I feel like I've heard the name Kirijo before.
What do you mean you're responsible for this? Do you also know the reasons behind what happened a moment ago?
I'm sorry, but there's only so much I'm at liberty to tell you. Though it's only natural for you to have your doubts, I'll try and answer to the best of my ability.
Mitsuru-san sighs before telling us about the sequence of events leading up to now. Even though it was simplified, what she told us came as a huge shock. She told us that shadows not only appear in the TV world, but there are cases where they appear in the real world as well. On top of that, there's a never-ending battle, and Mitsuru-san is leading an organization created to fight those battles. And one of the weapons created for this was Labrys. That would be Miss President, who was with us until a moment ago. Wait, I had a feeling that I heard the name Kirijo before. The Kirijo Group? It's not just a stock brokerage, it's a huge corporation that manufactures a lot of things. And if her last name is Kirijo, then it means this giant corporation is... And she's... Whoa, my mind is spinning from all the implications of this. I need to slow down for a moment. Hey yo, can I borrow $1 billion? Just gotta take my shot, man. After I stop for a second and consider everything again, one thing stands out to me the most.
I can't believe this. A machine made with a heart so it could use a persona. Well, we did just see it in action.
I understand that it's hard to believe, but I'm not lying to you. It's the truth. Of course, I didn't expect a shadow to emerge from her like that.
Mitsuru-san continues on looking after us, or continues on after looking us straight in the eye.
You should leave the rest of this to us. It's all right if you back out now.
Pass. Her words have an air of authority to them. She seems very strong-willed. This is a person who's well aware of the gravity of the situation. She's right though, ordinary high school students like us probably shouldn't be involved in a case like this, but you're not ordinary high school students. Remember that time you killed God? Even though she killed Yukiko, I can't help but worry about him. I'm concerned about the friends I left behind as well. Still...
I understand what you're saying, but I can't leave Miss President like this.
What? Why not?
From what you told us, it seems like she was created only to fight. But I can't claim that this has nothing to do with me. The way she talked was just like a normal girl.
Miss President was suffering. Even if she was a robot created only for fighting, you can't leave her be after seeing her so emotional. She's not just a robot anymore.
And I promised her that once we got to the bottom of this, we'd go out and have fun together. I can't break that promise.
Yeah.
If she has a heart, that's all the more reason I can't turn my back on her.
You gotta get ice cream, alright? That's right. Doesn't matter if she's a machine. She and I were able to relate to each other. And she protected us. If she's suffering right now, then I want to be by her side and support her. Mitsuru-san, this may seem like nothing more than an emotion-fueled plea coming from an unrelated high school student, but I still don't want to back down.
I'd like to make a request too. Will you take Yukiko with you?
Yukon?
Don't worry about us. You need to save Labrys right now.
That's right, Yukiko-senpai. You gotta do your best in our place.
Yukun, Rise-chan, thank you. Mitsuru-san looks at us, waiting tensely and furrows her brow, and then speaks up.
If you're still concerned about Labrys despite knowing the dangers involved, then I won't stop you.
Thank you.
But we can't waste any more time. Let's go.
Coming.
Well, there's no way this is gonna backfire, us going together, haha. Mitsuru-san takes the lead and exits the announcement room. I sprint after her. Yukun and Rise-chan cheer me on. I feel their support boosting my spirits. This is the course I've decided upon for myself. I have no doubts anymore. I must accomplish this no matter what. I follow Mitsuru-san and chase after Labrys. Those invisible walls are still in the way. Trying to chase someone down while being blocked at every turn is really annoying. We're eventually led to one of the empty classrooms, and Mitsuru-san's face turns gloomy.
Another one of those invisible walls.
She reaches towards the other exit to test it out and knocks on thin air. Does that mean... Reach out to the door we just passed through. Another invisible wall. We can see outside, but we can't leave.
Oh no, does this mean...
Ugh, the tournament rules are still in effect, it seems. She plans to make us fight each other. I should have seen this coming.
Man, she didn't fucking hesitate. Mitsuru-san draws a thin sword at her waist as if for sign to the task before us. Don't tell me, do I have to fight against Mitsuru-san now? Even with her sword pointed at me, I can't bring myself to take a defensive stance. Seeing me like that, Mitsuru-san furrows her brow. She's turned completely cold, unlike a moment ago.
If she's trying to buy time, that means the situation can still get worse. We don't have much time. Let's settle this.
I mean, she's got a point.
Mitsuru-san!
Is that as far as you're willing to go? Wasn't there something you wanted to protect?
What I want to protect. That's right. I made the decision to come with her because I wanted to save Miss President. No, Labrys. But to fight against someone I just met for no reason? But it's not for no reason. Mitsuru-san must have sensed my lack of determination because her expression becomes even more stern.
Let me clear up any misunderstanding you may harbor. All responsibilities regarding Labrys devolve to me. I respect her feelings, but I can't allow people's lives to be put at risk. If all else fails, destroying her is also an option.
Destroying her?
If your desire to protect her is real, you can prove it by beating me. But if you won't fight, then keep trembling where you are, and I'll settle this very quickly indeed.
She's not saying this as a threat. One look at her face tells me she's serious. If it comes down to it, this person really has the resolve to destroy Labrys. Then I need to make up my mind too. I must resolve to fight, to protect her.
I'll fight. Whatever I think, if only one of us can move on, it should be whoever's stronger.
Now that's what I was hoping to hear. Of course, whether or not you can best me is another matter.
I mean, one person has a sword, the other person has a fucking fan. Doesn't seem like a fair fight, man. I sense a strong power from Mitsuru-san's persona. But I don't want to lose. I'm fighting for Labris. Well, I guess it just depends who's got the higher speed stat, basically. Whoever gets the first hit in, that should decide it. If we use regular game rules.
Finally.
I have no clue what you do, girly.
Fight.
Oh. Oh god. Oh god, I didn't mean to do that. Oh yeah, that's that fire amp ability, I vaguely remember that.
Well done. You have proven your resolve.
Upon saying so, Mitsuru-san smiles. Man, all that fire and her coat didn't even get burned. She's ice cold. It seems... I'm sorry, you can click off the video now. It seems that the sternness she had before the fight wasn't genuine.
Now go after her. I'm confident that you can salvage her heart.
Even though she had spoken about destroying her like an object before the fight, she just said her heart. Could it be...
Did you let me win on purpose?
I object to the question. I don't indulge people in critical situations like this.
Yeah, she's right. Stern words Mitsuru-san said before we fought may have actually been an attempt at kindness on her part. Me going forward instead of her means that if worse comes to worst, I will have to make that painful decision myself. Think of it like that. Losing on purpose wouldn't be kind at all. I chide myself for having such soft thoughts. Saving someone's life isn't something that you can do half-heartedly. It was the same with last year's case too. Since I fought Mitsuru-san and won, I must accomplish this no matter what.
Okay, then I'm going now. And I'm coming back with Labris no matter what.
That's the spirit. I'm counting on you, Amagi.
It's so weird to hear just called Amagi. I turn my back towards Mitsuru-san and run out of the classroom. I hurry and try and make my way to Labris as quickly as possible. I proceed down the hallways once again, led by invisible walls. As I make my way, I notice that I'm being led back to the announcing room, where I had rushed out of not long before. What's the meaning of this? The door that was destroyed earlier is back to normal, and I don't see Yukiko or Rise-chan around either. I try opening the door. I need to figure out why this is happening. Seen that before?
What's going on?
I feel like I'm going to go insane. When I opened the door, the scene beyond the window is completely changed. There are tons of gross-ass things that are shaped like people. This seems entirely different from the announcement room I was in earlier. Labris and her shadow are fighting within this sinister red world and trying to destroy each other.
Labris, please wake up!
No light in Labris's eyes. She's expressionless, like she really is a machine. She looks entirely different from when she had called herself student council president. Is this Labris's true form? No, that's not it.
You don't have to fight like that. Don't act like you're a machine.
Labris, who notices my voice, takes distance from her shadow and turns to me. Her expression is still robotic.
Analyzing voice print. Identity confirmed as Yukiko Amagi. Yukiko, Amagi.
We made a promise to each other. You just have to be yourself.
Yukiko-san?
Labrys's eyes look different now. They're not the eyes of a machine anymore. They're the eyes of a girl I've come to know in this short time. But once she drops her mechanical nature, her precise mechanical movements lose their rhythm. Shadow, who'd been watching us, distorts her lips into a smirk and seizes upon this opening.
Oh, really? After she lied to you and used you all this time?
That's not...
First, you deceived her by acting human. And now that things aren't going your way, you've decided to be a machine instead? Why don't you just give it up? Just tell everyone how you really feel. You want the everyday boys and girls to experience what you had to go through, right? That's why we're in a school having a fighting tournament. You want to see close friends fight for their lives against each other.
But like, no one's really been in any danger.
Then they might understand.
I mean, it'd be kind of like fucked up if all the storylines did involve people getting murdered. People would probably not be too happy to see their favorite characters get brutally murdered, but like, you know.
You want to make them understand.
No! That wasn't my wish at all!
Shadow glares at me with as much hate as she could muster. Labrys looks towards me as well, and her face scrunches up into a ball of sadness. I want my pain to be understood. Shadow made us friends fight against each other in this TV world because Labrys wished for it to happen. Does that mean Labrys was forced to fight against those who are close to her too? Just because she's a weapon? I don't think I can ever truly say that I understand how she feels. But
It's alright. I don't know what happened to you in the past. But whatever it was, it doesn't define you. I understand that much at least.
Understand? What could you possibly understand? All you've got is some cheap, self-righteous pity.
That's not true.
it's not cheap. I know. I've seen Labrys's kind expressions. She's no different from an ordinary girl.
Please stop! I've had enough!
My words still don't reach her. The shadow ridicules Labrys, who is still trembling in place.
Oh, yeah? Then let me take over from here. I'll destroy everyone who pretends to understand, just like you did before.
Stop!
Upon hearing Labrys's voice, the shadow's face contorts into glee. And that's when I finally figured it out. No, that's not right. I didn't figure it out. I remembered. I should have realized it much sooner. Shadow's true objective. That's...
No! You're not me!
Yes, that's right. I'm myself. I'm not you anymore.
I don't know, I haven't seen the bull in a while. Let's watch the bull again.
Yes, the power.
Also, this one's short, so I don't kind of mind rewatching it. You got some gnarly nails, dude. You need to maintenance that shit. Shadow goes berserk and gains power after it's denied by its owner. I knew that, and yet I didn't stop it from happening. Don't worry, nobody else did either. I stepped between Labrys and the Shadow, who had changed into an ominous form. I couldn't stop her Shadow from going berserk, but it's still not too late.
What? You're still gonna stand in my way? Fine. I'll crush you along with the real one.
Same thing happened to me too. I am only here right now because Yukon and the others saved me when I rejected my own weakness. Yeah, we don't talk about the Yukiko boss fight. Jesus God, it's so freaking annoying. And just like then, someone needs to step in and save someone else. This time, it's my turn to save Lab. You're 30 minutes deep into the boss fight and then she fucking crits you with double fang and you instantly die? Yeah, that's fun. Alright, and away we go now. Oh god, the buttons. What's your thing again? Okay, it's like a little... Oh god, we're behind you. Get wrecked. Oh god, what the hell happened? Oh my god, that's so much damage. I did not mean to jump there. I think Bull Persona's cooler though, if I'm being honest. Labrys' shadow collapses and stops moving. Thank goodness, it seems that I managed to win. All that's left is for Labrys to accept her shadow, and it should put an end to everything. But the weight of the past Labrys is harboring isn't a normal thing. When anyone goes through tough times, the wish that normal people would experience their pain arises in everyone's mind at one point or another. The pain from her past comes from being forced to kill her friends. It's incomparable to the problems I needed to face last year. If I were forced to take Chie's life with my own hands, I think I would go insane. I wonder if she'll be okay.
Labrys.
Call to Labrys when my heart is pounding. Labrys answers in a teary voice. I have to support her. There's no way I can understand everything she's gone through. That's precisely why she needs my support.
Why? Why did you save me? You already know I'm a machine. I'm a machine that's supposed to protect people. But because what they did to me was so painful, I took it out on other people too. So why are you?
It's okay. You must have suffered so much. I'm sorry. You went through so much pain to protect us. But it's all right now. I won't let those things happen to you anymore.
Labrys looks up in response to my words. When I think about when Labrys protected us from her shadow, when she closed off her heart and reverted to the mechanical self that she never wanted to show anyone, my heart aches. I never want her to have to go through that again. Labrys has already lived through so many painful experiences. Because of that, I could never truly say that I understand her feelings. But I'm sure that I can at least protect her so that she won't have to go through this pain anymore.
It doesn't matter if you're human or not. I'm your friend. We made a promise, remember?
You want to be friends?
Be friends? We're friends already. That's why, if you're going through tough times, I'll always be there to help you through and protect you. Labrys seems genuinely surprised. She probably doesn't realize it, but she doesn't look anything like a machine when she makes faces like that. I can tell that you truly have a heart.
I faced my own shadow too. I wanted to blame everything on someone else because I felt so powerless. I was waiting for someone to do my work for me. I wanted to escape from my life, so I dreamed that a prince would take me away. But my friends helped me realize that was just me trying to run from my problems.
I recount my own experiences for Labrys. It's the same as what Labrys went through a moment ago. She had feelings, experience that she didn't want other people to know about. Truth was too painful to accept, so she rejected it. Labrys has a heart, just like I do.
The reason I could accept my weakness and fight this to the very end is because I had my friends helping me. I had friends who worried about me, who stood beside me. I wasn't alone.
I smile at Labrys, just as Yukiko did for me back then. No, we're not fucking smiling, alright? It was raw emotion. Stupid boss fight.
And that gave me unimaginable strength. You're not alone anymore either. I'm sure you'll be able to find a place where you belong too.
Admitting your own weakness is scary. No one wants to see their weaknesses. But I know that it's possible if you don't have to face it alone. When Labris hears my words, the light returns to her eyes. I can sense a strong will from her. That light must be from her heart. I'm so glad that my words got through to her. Labris nods reassuringly and then begins walking towards her shadow. She takes the steps towards her own weakness. Yeah, that was a little too long to watch again. Before long, Rise-chan contacts us. She must have sensed the shadow's disappearance, and we managed to join up with each other. The invisible walls and the tournament's rules both seem to have stopped when Labris accepted her own shadow. As Rise-chan uses her persona to contact everyone and tell them that everything's been solved, some of us are surprised to discover that Kanji-kun is here as well, as Naoto-kun, who wasn't even supposed to be in Inaba today. He's not even supposed to be here. Rise-chan tells everyone to meet up on the rooftop. From what she says, the studio-like space connected to Junes seems to have been restored there. The four of us immediately begin to head towards the entrance, but Labris stops. When asked what's wrong, she responds anxiously,
Hey, can I really come with you? Seems like I'd just be a nuisance.
Huh? What do you mean, a nuisance?
Well, you know, I'm a machine. There'd be all sorts of problems.
yeah, like who knows what even type of outlet you plug into, man?
There would?
What does she mean by problems? Compared to Teddy, I can't think of any possible issues Labris would cause. Well, I mean, she'd be a bit harder to buy, I guess. I don't know, maybe say she's like really good at cosplay.
Are you saying it wouldn't bother you and your friends? Wow. You sure are cool about all of this.
Jeez, Labris, you sound more human than a lot of people out there.
Just make her wear a parka, and it'll be easy.
If I were you, I'd brag about it. You don't think it's cool being a robot and a persona user?
It's unique, that's for sure. In any case, there's no way you'd be a nuisance.
Yukun and Rise-chan both laugh out loud. I can't help but giggle along with them. Considering our circumstances, there's nothing all that weird about Labris. He's now a good friend of ours, no different from anyone else out here.
Hey, there they are. Welcome back.
Yukiko! You really outdid yourself this time!
When we reach the entrance area, Yosuke-kun and Chie call out to me. They've been worried about me ever since I fought against them. Teddy notices that Labris is with me and immediately dashes over with glee.
Are you okay, Miss President? I was so worried about you. Huh? Those hands and legs, are they accessories? You're so meta-luring.
I can scarcely believe my eyes. The Kirijo group's humanoid weapons actually exist.
Naoto-kun seems to know a bit about her already, but yeah, considering that everyone is here, I think now is a good opportunity to introduce her. I tell everyone everything that happened with Labris, with some help from Yukun's supplemental comments. What do you think his supplemental comments are? After I finish talking, silence washes over the rooftop. Labris has fallen silent too and looks nervous. Kanji-kun is the first to speak.
I don't really get what's going on, but everything worked out, yeah?
Exactly.
So I'm glad everyone's all right.
What's with the jumping to conclusions?
It's
You're
a
one
jump
of the things that got us into this mess, you know.
to conclusions, Matt.
Well, that was anyone could have done that.
Actually, are you feeling okay? You're not tired or... Oh, what am I saying? Of course you're tired.
Huh? No, I'm fine. Isn't there something wrong with this picture? Shouldn't you guys be pissed at me and all?
Nah.
Huh? What would we be mad about?
Now, I mean, if you actually made them murder their friends, yeah, it might be a bit of a somber mood, but I don't know.
Nah, don't worry about it. We're cool.
It's hard to be mad when there's no real consequences.
Pretty much all of us have caused trouble for each other because of our shadows.
Yeah, especially Kanji-kun.
Me? It's not fair. I never saw your guys' shadows, you know.
That's true.
Naoto's was pretty crazy, at least.
Oh no.
Don't drag me into this. I mean, after the epithet given to Kanji-kun, I imagine that his shadow must have been far, far worse than mine.
Hell no!
Lapras blinks in surprise after seeing the group's usual friendly pace. See, I told you that there wouldn't be any problems. When I say that to her, Lapras quietly replies back, "Man, you were right." And then...
Well done, Amagi. I had every confidence that you could do this.
I hear a voice behind me. When I turn around, I see Mitsuru-san and two other people. Who are they? Were they in here looking for Lapras too? Like Mitsuru-san, they both have weird outfits. And that person...
It's nice to meet you all. My name is Aigis. Thank you very much for saving my sister.
The girl with a body similar to Lapras seems to have noticed me looking at her and addresses me. Sister? Does that mean Lapras? Then that means...
What? Excuse me, but you're... I mean, are you also...
Yes, I too am a robot.
She's kind of a later version of what Lapras was built for. Oh, I'm Akihiko Sanada. Sorry for all the trouble.
So Aiga-san is the robot and Akihiko-san is the one wearing a red cape. Okay, I've committed them to memory. Then again, I guess it would be harder to forget them. In contrast to those two, Lapras takes a step back. Her expression is tense. Is she nervous? Of course she is. They came in here looking for her after all. Oh yeah, I didn't introduce everyone to Mitsuru-san and her friends. While I'm still flustered, Yukun and Rise-chan officially introduced them to everyone else. And afterwards, Mitsuru-san explains the circumstances of how they ended up here to us. More like to Lapras, though. How this case began by Lapras being dropped into a TV, and how they all pursued her into this world. As Mitsuru-san explains their intention, Lapras seems to get even more nervous. She must be worried. But it's alright. Mitsuru-san realizes Labras's emotional state. She turns her gaze towards Lapras and kindly smiles to her.
Don't worry. I'm not planning to seal you away again.
But I ran wild and caused so much trouble. I mean, not just today, but back then, too.
Yeah, but they deserved it.
You've awakened to your persona and gained control over it. You're hardly a rogue test unit anymore. Besides, you have a heart. We would never treat anyone with a heart so poorly.
Mitsuru-san really is as kind as I thought. Her emotions seem to have reached Lapras as well, and she's about to smile to answer Mitsuru-san. Her expression goes blank and she suddenly stops moving. Huh? What's going on?
Huh? Labras's recognition signal has been interrupted. Someone is hacking into her.
Recognition signal? Hacking? What does she mean? Just as I'm about to reach towards Lapras, I like how that's like a different, like they could have easily just reused the same line they've used in the other ones when Aiga says, you know, she's being hacked. But they actually like recorded a separate line that says the same thing, which is kind of like interesting.
It's not over yet.
A completely different person's voice came out of Labras's mouth. Upon hearing that, Mitsuru-san notices something idle and mutters in surprise.
Is this the same communication system we use?
What are you standing around for? Everyone, get away from Lapras!
Labras's hand jerkily reaches towards the axe on her back. After a moment's pause, she swings at us without any hesitation.
Labras! What's going on?
I cannot gain access. She's being controlled. It isn't coming from inside this facility. The signal originates elsewhere.
You mean outside the TV?
This is just a little extra resistance. Now, entertain me.
Lapras dashes towards her with glazed eyes. Just when everyone is shell-shocked by the sudden turn of events, I stand before Lapras.
Hey, what are you doing? It's too dangerous.
Yukiko saved the day.
I'll stop her.
But at the same time, yeah, you probably should help her. It's a little weird to just kind of stand there and let her fight.
Isn't this part of protecting her? I need to stop this.
Amagi.
I don't know what's going on. But there's no way Labrys would try and hurt everyone. If someone is controlling her, I have to put a stop to it. Draw my fan and face her. I made a promise to her earlier. I promised that I'd never let her suffer alone again.
Please, wake up!
Okay, so we didn't have to do the normal Labrys fight this time. That's good. That's the one that feels the most filler. Like, I mean, I get these two fights always happening. Like, you know, against Shadow Labrys and oh god. Oh god. Oh god. I'm just getting absolutely dunked on. Did you say canned ass, by the way, girlie? Oh.
My, she was quite easily defeated. Well, she
Yeah, so
is...
this is kind of all the same. Like, all of that dude's dialogue's pretty much the same. A disgustingly carefree voice emerges from Labrys, who has ceased moving. Her eyes are still lifeless. My friend Labrys still hasn't returned. An uncontrollable fury rages through me in hearing that voice describe her like some broken toy.
Who are you? Give Labrys back!
Very well. I've acquired enough data after all. I should thank you all. Although this didn't work out, you did stay in it to the very end.
Okay, as I say that, the dialogue I think is actually different.
Labrys' shadow was only the mastermind of the tournament. I see now. You're the true culprit behind the whole thing.
Mitsuru-san's words make me remember. Now that I think about it, Labrys' shadow separated from Labrys when she entered the TV. In other words, she only sponsored the tournament. But she didn't drop herself into the TV. Without someone to do that, this case could not have happened. Does this mean that that culprit is controlling Labrys from somewhere outside the TV? Somewhere safe? That can't be forgiven.
Indeed. It was I, since I don't have a persona, and Labrys' persona was... You got the better of me
This time? Are you still planning something?
The culprit mocks us. I can't take this anymore. I thought that I was finally able to save her. I thought that everything would be alright now.
That's enough! You're the worst!
Oh god.
Labrys has a heart! How can you do this to her knowing that?
A heart, hmm? Meaningless. Whether or not she has one matters not at all to my plan.
What? That's it!
She's gonna throw her fan at you. The voice continues mocking us and ignores my words.
Well then, everyone, until we meet again.
But we didn't, like, actually meet. Can we talk again or speak again would make more sense, grammatically speaking. It sounds like the culprit just cut off communication. In that moment, Labrys falls to her knees. I rush over to support her, but she's gone completely limp. Her metal body is very heavy. Everyone here goes silent and a heavy atmosphere fills the area. Mitsuru-san looks gloomy, but she speaks up with determination in her voice.
It seems whoever our adversary is, they're connected to us. I advise you not to get involved in this matter any further. From here on, you should leave this to us.
Pass.
Wait a second. We can't just leave things like this.
I understand how you feel, but this is too dangerous for you.
Which, like, these line makes no sense still. The whole it's too dangerous for you. I mean, I guess in theory, Mitsuru's not like she's doing it by herself. Like, you know, they have the whole Shadow Squad to help back her up. But, like, you know, in these storylines, especially when one of the characters beats Mitsuru in combat, the whole you're not strong enough for this thing is so hollow.
We'll do our best to ensure that no harm comes to you. Trust in us and let us work.
This is different from the way she was acting towards me earlier. This time Mitsuru-san isn't testing me, but completely rejecting our involvement outright. I think that what she's saying is probably the correct course of action. There must be something big going on behind this, and if that's the case, high school students are probably going to be less equipped to handle it than a well-funded organization like Mitsuru-san's. But still, I can't just back down.
Guys, let's leave this to them.
Huh?
Are you serious?
Yukiko must realize Mitsuru-san's resolution too. This must be something we have to come to an understanding about. My mind understands that, but my heart still...
Yukiko, it's best for now if we go home.
Yukiko puts his hand on my shoulder. Huh? Did I just hear him say, "for now," under his breath? When I look up in reaction to Yukiko's words, I see a strong fire in his eyes. I see. A non-acknowledgement. After we got out of the TV, we disbanded on the spot without much conversation. Mitsuru-san and her friends were a bit flustered to pop out at Juness in the midst of a bunch of shoppers. That goes for all of us, really. With this many people looking out of the ordinary, we did cause a bit of a stir. I regret that we had to part there so quickly because there was much more that I wanted to say, but I know that there was no way I could really express everything anyway. When I return to the inn, the day's exhaustion hits me all at once. I draw a bath and even fall asleep in the bathtub for a bit. After waking up, I go back to my room and prepare for bed. But then I receive a call from an unknown number. It's probably just spam. It's probably just people trying to spam you into, or scam you into giving them iTunes gift cards because they're the government or something. Usually I don't pick up calls to numbers I don't recognize, but something tells me I should take this one. Yeah, I'd never answer the phone. I mean, honestly, even if I know the number, I'm not going to answer the phone. Nope. Phone call? Do you know what year it is? It should be banned. Alright? A good thing I did.
And allow me to thank you once again. You did a lot to help today.
I mean, they did like more than a lot. They did like everything. Mitsuru-san steps out of the long limousine parked on the outskirts of the shopping district and bows deeply to us. We're still in Inaba, but she and this big black limousine are so out of place it feels like we're someplace else entirely. I can just tell that everyone around is watching us. Since Mitsuru-san and her friends have finished investigating this case, it seems they'll be leaving Inaba. Standing next to her is Labra. She's the one who called us so we could say farewell in person.
Come on, Yukiko. We have to see her off properly.
Huh? Yeah.
Labras was controlled by the culprit back on the roof, but there seems to have been no major issues with her body, so she looks like she's going to be fine. I should be happy knowing that she's safe. I should be smiling, but I just can't. I end up sounding downcast when I speak.
You really are going with them.
I'm gonna miss you guys, but I made my decision to throw in with Mitsuru-san. I want to capture whoever's behind this. Whatever it takes. You know how you protected me this time. Now it's my turn to repay the favor.
I'm about to say that she doesn't have to worry about such things, but I stop myself. I see, so Labras made this decision herself. I wish she could stay here with us. But if my friend made this decision, then I need to support her.
And I'm definitely gonna be back someday. So, why don't you give me a rain check on that promise? Sound good?
Yeah, that's alright. It's still a promise.
There is also definitely the idea that, like, okay, so let's say in this storyline, or all of them really, all the characters beat Labras at the end, after they're just completely and totally fucking gassed. But Mitsuru's like, Labras is strong enough to come help us fight the big bad, but none of the people who actually, you know, beat Labras while they're exhausted. Hearing that, I'm finally able to smile for Labras. She's right, it's not like this will be the last time we see each other. Our promise will never change.
I'll be waiting for you, though. If you break my promise, I'll make you rue the day.
Labras laughs and shrugs at my joke. I need to protect this place, the place that she promised she'd return to. It's not just succeeding my family at the inn anymore. I have another reason I need to stay here.
We'll all be waiting for you.
Come back soon.
Everyone else feels the same way. It's sad to have to part with someone after just becoming friends, but we all believe that we'll see her again. Labrys looks like she's about to cry, but she manages to keep her smile and nods. Mitsuru-san tells her that they're about to leave, and once the two of them enter the limousine, it quietly heads off. Labrys pokes her head out the window and waves back at us. She keeps waving until we can't see the car anymore.
Oh, she's really gone.
Yeah, but she said she'd come see us again, so enough with the pitiful frown.
What? Did you just call me pitiful? What an incredibly rude thing to say to an idol. Just so you know, I've done a lot of ads for companies under the Kirijo umbrella.
And?
I wish I could have introduced myself better.
And just like that, we're back to our normal selves. It is sad that Labrys isn't here, but Kanji-kun is right. And Golden Week had just started for us. I wasn't able to prepare another box lunch so quickly after yesterday's event, but instead I have a great suggestion.
Hey, why don't we go to Junes? We haven't had our welcome back party for Yukon yet.
Great idea, Yuki-chan. I was just thinking the same thing.
You're right. It's been a while too, so let's all go there and catch up.
Yosuke-kun and Yu-kun glance at each other upon hearing my suggestion. Huh, could they be scheming something?
Alright, sounds like a plan. We have a few things to talk to them about too, right, partner?
Yeah, let's go, everyone.
Those looks, that's like some kind of secret friend wink, isn't it? They're definitely up to something. I'm not exactly sure what's going on between them, but I do have an idea. I'm guessing it's probably something we'll all get together for, right? We still have a lot of Golden Week left after all. After the welcome back party for Yu-kun, Chia and I are in the miscellaneous goods sections looking at trinkets. Trinkets? Teddy and Yosuke-kun have gone back to work while Rise-chan takes Naoto-kun shopping. Yu-kun and Kanji-kun are together in the grocery area. Everyone is just doing their own thing.
Boy, was I surprised when Yukon brought that up. I didn't tell her we wouldn't get involved, was it? Can you believe him?
No kidding. I wonder what Mitsuri-san would say if she heard that.
It's the old, oh, my fingers were crossed excuse. What Yu-kun and Yosuke-kun brought up during the welcome back party was the reformation, or more like the reformation of the investigation team. And it was decided that we'd all pursue this case by ourselves. There were no objections, of course. Everyone seemed to have been waiting for Yu-kun's words, and all spoke up at once. There's no way we can leave what happened inside this town's TV to someone else. Feel bad for Mitsuru-san, but I was really happy the two of them were thinking the same thing. I mean, Labrys is our friend. There's no way we can sit back and watch while our friend's out there doing her best, especially since this happened in our own backyard.
Man, the Kirijo group, huh? If things go bad, this can be an even bigger problem than last year.
I'm sure we'll be able to handle it.
You really stepped up to the plate this time. I think I like this new side of you.
I'm a bit happy to hear that from Chie. Whoa, that was close. We almost absent-mindedly walked right by the section we were looking for. We stop at our destination, the small shops inside Junes. I pick up something different colored hair ornaments and compare them.
Wow, this is hard. So many choices. What color should I get?
Let me guess, red.
You're really into this. Hey, how about this? I think it'll look good on you.
Oh, no, it's not for me.
Pink, yellow, green. As I compare the different colors while answering Chie, she thinks for a bit before making a realization.
Oh, right. We might see her sooner than we think.
That's right, I'm sure the culprit will be caught faster if we cooperate, rather than leaving Mitsuru-san and her people alone to handle it. And that means that the day when I keep my promise with Labrys will come sooner too. Until then, I need to find a color that fits her. I pick various colors, scrunchies, and imagine how they'd look decorating Labrys' hair. Her embarrassed smile springs to mind as well.
I just know she'll love it.
Right, and there's Yukiko in the books. So far, if I had to rank the first 4, Honestly, probably Yosuke. Of these four that we've seen the entirety of. Probably Yosuke number 1. Maybe Chie number 2, you, then Yukiko? I think so. Actually, that's how I rank these first 4. Yosuke, Chie, you, Yukiko. I'm a little surprised that Chie would be second, because if I had to rank them in terms of like... I mean, the first main character doesn't really count as like a character for the most part. So like, of these 3, it would be probably... like, just based on their Persona 4 stuff. I don't know if I like Yosuke or Yukiko more. I definitely like Yosuke the most when I originally played Persona 4, but I think I maybe like Yukiko a bit more than him, based on like after I've played the game a couple more times. I mean, Kanji's still my favorite overall. I mean, fucking look at him. He's best boy for a reason, and we'll be doing him next time. But yeah, that's how we'll rank them for now. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part, and bye, guys.